Alright, let's have a look. Okay. Ooh. Bring the trial to a gruesome end with a finishing moray. Oh, it is my idea. How funny. Literally my idea. So we've got streamers talking about cheaters, which I was talking about months ago, telling people that we need to address this, and now they are. And now they've got the finishing with moray idea I had about a year ago. I mean, it's good. It's a good idea. A hint of each killer's character shines through with a moray. Yep, agree. And you can also put morays into the rift as well for them. The Trisha Showman and the Hags, questionable diet. The only way to see these animations currently to use them at moray. Yep, literally what I've just said. I've said not verbatim, but pretty much, yeah. Morays have gained somewhat. Dude, this is like, I said that. I said that they looked at it as like a negative thing. It'll be more of a positive thing when it's just the last person. Using inspire against a particular. It keeps being this fucking killer. Killer's so annoying. Look, they're so horrible. Look, they're spiteful. They're spiteful against survive. Like, every time I read this, it feels like it's someone who doesn't play killer and hates survivor. I swear to fucking God, every time I read it, it's always like, grr, they're fucking killers. Oh, they're so annoying. So, they've gained a somewhat reputation over the years being used out of spite against a particular survivor. But, like, what the fuck? Sure. Upcoming public test will feature an early version of the new finishing moray system. Unlike most P2Bs, this feature will not be going live in the following update. There's still some work to be done before it's ready to be released. Seems like a simple thing, no? Just make it so you can use the moray which is already in the game and coded in the game to be used on the last survivor. I don't know. Maybe it doesn't. But yeah, my idea. So good. Agree. Of course I'm going to agree it's my idea. Or an idea I've come up with, or whatever you want to say. So I'm going to agree with it, right? Last standing. When all survivors are dead, dying, hooked, or have escaped, you become the last standing. Both you and the killer's senses are heightened, granting you a wider field of view. Rescuing a survivor will end the last... Wait, they're buffing... They're buffing when it's two survivors? Both you and the killer's senses are heightened, granting you a wider field of view. Granting both people a wider field of view. It says you, but it says killer senses are heightened. So do you both get a wider field of view, or is it just the survivor? Maybe it'll say. Oh, maybe it's this. Being downed as a final survivor. Okay, so rescuing a survivor will end the last standing phase, but being downed as the final survivor, on the other hand, will trigger the finishing moray. Okay, let's try and figure this out. So, when it's just you and one other, when all other survivors are dead, this is... Wait. Oh yeah, hooked, okay. Okay, so if you're the last one who's in the trial with someone on a hook, maybe? What about if they're not on a hook, though? If all of the survivors are dead, no one's on a hook. So rescuing, you won't be able to do that. So I guess you just get a wider view just for free, don't you, if you're the last guy? So you get a wider field of view if you're the last person. If there's someone on a hook, you pick them off and then this goes, right? And also, the killer will be able to down you and moray you when they see you as the last person. It's interesting. I like this idea. I have no problem with this idea, honestly. I guess it depends on the field of view the survivor gets. When the last survivor is down, the trial will draw to a climatic end. Both the survivor and killer will be moved to a present point on the map. Free of any obstructions that may get in the way, the killer's moray animation will begin. That's weird. Okay. Are they going to do it like a cinematic thing? That would look really weird in third person, like watching it happen, because it'd grab them and then just go whoop. Okay, I mean, I get the idea, so there's a lot of clicking and stuff. Any survivor still in the trial will be killed by the entity and treated like a sacrifice. Yeah, I like this. I actually like this idea. This once again is kind of like how I'm thinking about stuff, where it doesn't draw out pointlessly. They still don't have an end game chase. Maybe that'll be next year instead of Hatch. But this, you know, they're starting some alright stuff. I know they've done something silly with the slugging thing though. Deadman for the 15 bits per question. With this is, how is this going to affect endgame collapse then? What do you mean? How would it affect it? It'd be the same. The dev's original reason for turning down early game collapse was because everyone at the time was running corrupt. Right, that's why they added borrowed and unbreakable, because people can't run that. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't... It's double standards again. Hope is not lost. With the new system in place, leaving survivors on the ground may seem more appealing, opening the possibility of ending the match early. Okay, that's why they're doing it. I see. But the survivors aren't going to give up without a fight. After being left on the ground for 45 seconds, survivors will now gain the ability to pick themselves up without the need of any perks. This time is affected by recovery speed effects, so that's obviously, I'm assuming, perks and things, right? Right, so they do get unbreakable. 45 seconds. I mean, they've given a reason why they've done it because of this. If this weren't here, this would be like laughable, right? But because this is here and they've explained why, at least it makes a bit more sense. It's very scary them having unbreakable because it won't always be because of this situation. So basically, let's pretend this isn't a thing, right? This will be happening a lot around the map. So, quite scary. Everyone has unbreakable. Wait, what the fuck is this? From what? Perk updates. With both Mori and ability to pick yourself up. Like Mori is the same as picking yourself up. Oh, we give the killer the ability to kill the survivor who was going to die anyway, but quicker. But to balance that out, we give all survivors unbreakable. Okay. Not the same. The Mori, they would have already been dead. Like, that's the whole point. The only reason they wouldn't is because of 4%, which is a mechanic you've got in the game to once again give them a second chance. But, yeah. And also, everyone will try and 4% as the person's trying to get more, I'm assuming, right? Yeah, they probably would. So they could just 4% out of it anyway. Pick yourself as best get a handful of perks that grant these abilities will need adjustment. Well, nothing needs nerfing for killer for a Mori. And why do things need adjustment for survivor? I'm confused. So the ability to pick yourself up has been removed from unbreakable. Oh, okay. Soul Guard and Normiveran Boon Exponential. As this is now part of the base kit. The ability to more survivors has been removed from Rancor and Hex Devour Hope, as this is now part of the base kit. Okay, I see. In addition, some of these perks will have changes made for the PTB. However, since this is an early preview, the in-game descriptions have not yet been updated. Okay, so Unbreakable now increases dying self-recovery speed by 100%. Right. So it's going to be half of 45. Is it half of 45? Pick yourself up in 22 seconds. And what did it used to be? Oh my god, it's infinite, isn't it? It's infinite. Guys, it's Unbreakable infinite. I didn't think about that. Does it at least pick them up slower than usual or faster? It's 45 seconds, I thought. But this increases the recovery speed by 100%, so I would have thought that had half what it currently is. It's 45 seconds, but it's halved, so it's 22.5. So it's 22.5. So it's actually faster than old Unbreakable, and you can do it infinitely. Right. Right, so they've buffed another meta perk massively. They're not thinking this through. They are 100% not thinking this through. The 45 seconds at base, it's powerful, but it's not too bad. 22 seconds at base, well, not really at base, but with one perk forever. That's kind of hardcore. And 45 seconds, they just get it for free anyway, so it doesn't even matter. It's just free. It's still 45 seconds. Oh. So it increases dying self recovery speed by 100%, and at base it's 45 seconds. So what would be the point of having Unbreakable if it doesn't do anything? Because that's what you're saying. Doesn't make any sense. It speeds up recovery for teammates to get you. What? Wait, so it just makes it so you recover your health, but you still need to wait the 45 seconds to get up. Ah. Are we speculating, or is that pretty much what we are at? Okay, okay. I see. God, I was like, what the fuck, that's crazy. Okay, so this allows people to pick you up faster, but you only can get up by yourself in 45 seconds. Okay. It's still scary. I always bloody get these people wrong, man. Like, when they say stuff, I swear to God, there's at least something. It says, this time is affected by recovery speed. What about that, guys? It says the 45 seconds is affected by recovery speed effects. And this says recovery speed. So what now? 22.5 second recovery infinitely. Unbreakable's buffed, man. Borrowed Time's buffed, Unbreakable's buffed. It's like a roller coaster going up and down. Okay, let's see. So they give Unbreakable massive, huge ultra buff, like Chad buff to Unbreakable. What do they do for Killer? Rancor. Once all the generators are powered, the Obsession's aura is revealed for 5 seconds, and they're permanently inflicted with the exposed status effect. They nerfed Rancor. Yeah, they nerfed Rancor. Okay. So they buffed Unbreakable, but because you can More at the end of a trial when you were going to win, they nerfed Rancor. Right. But they gave Unbreakable at base and then buffed Unbreakable on top. But they nerfed Rancor because you can More when you were going to win. Okay. What? Hex Survivor Hawk. Once 5 tokens have been earned, any survivor placed on the hook is instantly sacrificed. Right, so that's... Yeah, that's the same. Except you have to waste a bit of time taking them to a hook, but yeah, that's the same. So that didn't change. But they nerfed Rancor. Why doesn't Rancor do this? You also lose, yeah, you also lose a hook, I guess. As always, we'll be keeping a close eye on your feedback for any of the affected perks. Right. Okay. Momentum Ori offerings, with the finishing Mori being triggered automatically when the survivor is downed. Momentum Ori offerings will no longer have any use, and will also receive an update. These offerings will now award a bounty, blood points, so you gain 8,000 for Cyprus, 12 for that, and 20,000 for that. Oh wait, never mind, I thought they were going to give people blood points based on how many Moris they had. So, you know, you'd get kind of, like, what is it? You'd get, what's the word? Reimbursed or whatever, kind of thing. But it isn't that, is it? It's just blood points. So, you get the Cyprus Momentum Ori again, 8,000 blood points if at least 2 survivors are killed, and the match ends in a finishing Mori. 3 survivors are killed, match ends in finishing Mori. Okay, so that's, it's just getting more blood points for it. These offers will now award a bounty of blood points based on the number of survivors killed if you earn a finishing Mori. That's a lot of points it gives you. Right? Getting a 4k, you get 20k on top of everything. Are they doing that to try and push people to play killer for the points? Takes more points. PK, thank you for the $1 note. Says this time is affected by recovery speed add-ons. With Unbreakable and Boon exponential survivors will be able to unlimitedly pick themselves up in 11 seconds. Oh. Well, do they stack? Does Unbreakable and Boon exponential stack? I mean, they probably won't. Yeah. I'm just trying to think, like, dude, this is gonna be really difficult. Damn. It's just gonna be more efficiency on gens, because, like, let's say for example, right? I'm gonna put a scenario out, and one you've probably seen. Let's say I'm going after a person who's on death hook. The teammates come. I hit the teammates because they're body blocking. I hit the teammate again, body blocking, and they're slugged. That means 2 other survivors on gens need to come and get that teammate to be more efficient. Or, you know, another survivor can go for a body block and one goes for the save. With this, they'll just continually be able to just keep body blocking and falling. And just continually do it forever, right? And if they didn't want to do that, they can go for the body block and then just run to a gen when they can just get picked up with Unbreakable. So, getting one person out versus an efficient body blocking team is going to be even harder. Sabo squad body block. Oh yeah, they could fuck with that. That's more bully thinking. I don't think bully wise. I think efficiency wise, like top player wise. Yeah, you could bully with Sabo and stuff. But I'm thinking efficiency wise. I'm just thinking you're playing the game normally. When survivors go for body blocks, you get some kind of pressure on the gens because people need to get off the gens to pick that person up. But if they can just keep getting up, there's no incentive to get off gens. Do you know what I mean? They can just keep on gens because they're just going to get up. Like, think about when someone's slugged really far away on the map as a survivor, and you have to run all the way to them, pick them up, and then go back to your gen. Or you're on a gen, and the killer's just put someone else on a hook, and there's someone slugged really far away. You're like, right, I need to run and get them so the killer don't get 2 hooks. Now you don't. You can just be like, oh, they're slugged. I'll still do the gen. Oh, the hook's there. Still do the gen. He just gets up. Like, the efficiency on gens is going to be even higher. Like, gen efficiency will be even higher because of this. Rip knockout. Yeah, knockout's fucked. Okay, well, Unbreakable is going to be meta. Like, more meta than usual. I'm pretty sure everyone's going to run Unbreakable. Why wouldn't you? Like, 25 second... Well, maybe not. 45 second just free. You don't need to waste a perk slot. And the killer still has the pressure there, so they might be picking you up if you have Unbreakable. It's kind of like another, like, what is it, psychological perk, where the killer's going to be scared if you have this, so they'll pick you up quicker. So maybe you don't even need Unbreakable, because the killer's going to act as if you have it. And when you are trying to get someone out, you know they've got Unbreakable, but you're still going to just leave them, because if you go for them, then the other person gets away, and then you've got a fresh hook, and there's 1 gen left. Yeah, I don't know, it's kind of rough. So yeah, you get points for doing that. The finishing Mora system, anti-slugging mechanic, and other changes mentioned in this post will be available for testing during next week's public test. As a reminder, these new features will not be part of the 6.3.0 update. This is an early preview that is not yet ready for release. We would like to gather your feedback early as we continue developing these features to make their eventual release as smooth as possible. Until next time, Dead by Daylight team. Also, you know how people keep saying that this game needs to buff solo to get to Swift level and this kind of stuff? I think obviously Swift should be debuffed to solo. I think it's way easier and it's probably more healthy for the game doing it that way, because doing it the solo way, you're gonna be essentially making solo go to like a more imbalanced state, and then all the killers will need massive reworks, and it's just going to take years, in my opinion. Nerfing or thinking of things to make Swift fairer, or at least not have a platform to break the game, would be way quicker and